Guys, welcome back here. This will be a fun one right here. This is an older property here that I oversee over here. It's built in 1985, so it's got its ups and downs and its little ticks, but one of the complaints I do get here, quite often is what I like to call the old wobbler, where you plug something in that doesn't have a ground wire on it. It's just a straightforward two-prong plug, and it just kind of wobbles around and won't stay in. Now, that's pretty common there, 32-year-old plug. It's going to wear out over time like anything else. So, real easy to handle and everything. This one here, I've already got the power off and turned it off as I was pulling the plug to get you guys a better look here. This one, not completely uncommon. I've seen it a few times. This is kind of what happens. As you can see, the actual face of the plug here. Well, there goes that. There's the face of the plug there that was mounted here to the bar. Here's a little old school clips here that hold it in place right there, and then it mounts to the actual electrical side of things here. So I've already tested this here. I know it's dead, guys, and I'm going to show you with a meter anyway, but it's a standard. There's one hot feeds it and then completes the circuit back to another circuit. And so what we're going to do is we're going to change this out here, and I'm going to try to do this one-handed here the best I can. So try to get this here where we can see everything. This is just a, it's a multimeter here that I use. You're going to take, one side to the neutral and one side to the hot. Your neutral wire is your white wire, and your hot would be your black or red if you have jumpers or 240 there. As you can see, we are dead right there. And then sometimes if you come across this here, and this is likely here to have an open neutral. So you won't read this here if it was to be hot. So what you want to do is you want to use your black probe to a grounding source, a ground wire, or a bare metal. I'm trying to do this one-handed, guys, sorry. But you'll put it there and then check it back across the hot. I know it's dead. Like I said, I've already tested this one here. But the reason why I don't use what they call a hot stick, or it's basically what I call a hot stick. It's a little tool that it's handy. It's a zero contact reader of voltage. You can hold it up to the face of the plug, right there, and check it, and it'll start beeping and set the light off, telling you it has power or not. The reason why I don't use those anymore, guys, is because they're battery operated, and they do fail. And sometimes when they fail right there, and you believe it, but without actually knowing that the battery was dead in it, because there's no indicator on there to let you know, you reach in there and get a little jolt there, and that's always, never really a fun day. So that's why I don't use those anymore, guys. I had a question the other day from a guy I was helping train here about wiring up a plug, which side is which. On the back of all plugs, generally, or should be anyway, they are here in Texas anyway, you'll see, I don't know if you can really focus in on there, you can see right there, you see how that says hot? So that would be, your hot line or your black wire. Then this one says white, that'll be your neutral right there. But if you look, silver screws. Some plugs are figured like this. You got that bronze or brass color, that's always your hot. And then there's your silver for your white. Well, what if it doesn't have any wording on it and they're all silver screws? How would you know? This is how this works. You look at the face of the plug. Kind of looks like a face right there with his mouth open, saying, oh no. Anyways, your bottom is your ground. Your small opening is your hot, or your black wire. Your larger opening is your neutral, or your white. And that's how you would know how to wire it right there if you didn't have anything to go about it. And that's just a useful tip, guys, that, I kind of figured it out on my own, and, it just made sense after that. And, so just in case, I've run across some interesting things before, and sometimes, once you have to track down some old wiring and everything, it's not always easy to do. So, guys, when you're wiring up plugs or disconnecting them, I've always done this under a rule that I learned from an electrician several years ago, was the rule of 3 on how you do it right there. So when you disconnect it, it's always hot, neutral, ground. When you're connecting it, it's always ground, neutral, hot, in that order. And he was pretty stressful and made a good point that that right there was keep you safe, because if you wire in a hot, it's got no ground on it, let's say that you kind of light yourself up right there. If it had a ground or something, you could short yourself across right there to immediately trip the breaker. But I've never run into that issue. I don't do these hot because it's not safe, and I don't recommend anybody else does. I'm not talking to any electricians out there. You guys have been doing a lot longer than I have, and you know, if y'all got it down, y'all got it handled, and get after it. But for me, better safe than sorry, and I recommend that to everybody, guys. So I'm gonna get this all wired up, and we'll see you next time.